Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin. I am the author of many books, one of which is Twin Flame Romance, The Journey to Unconditional Love, available in paperback, Kindle, and Audible books. And welcome to my new video series on dating and romance, Just a Girlfriend's Chat. Today, our topic is the number one of a list of 15 dating mistakes, and that dating mistake is falling in love with potential or a fixer-upper relationship. If you're new to my channel, welcome! Thank you for subscribing below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications, and give the video a thumbs up. I do readings, I do romance readings. You can book a reading down at my website at fondinwellness.com. So dating mistake number one. This is not actually number one, it's just number one on my list. So I'm going to be doing the next 15 videos on this playlist are going to be dedicated toward dating mistakes. This is just my experience of clients that I've had, and just experience from reading all these stacks of books and also seminars on romance, engagement, marriage, all of the above. Hopefully, as a girlfriend talking to another girlfriend, whether you're a guy or a girl, it will help to get you on the right track when it comes to dating. Because if I had known about these mistakes years ago, I probably wouldn't have repeated a lot of the dating mistakes that I have actually repeated throughout the years. Number one for this week is falling in love with potential or trying to have a fixer-upper relationship, like the cardinal sin of relationships, because you need to fall in love with a person for a person and not fall in love with a person for their potential. But how many of us, especially girlfriends, speaking to girlfriends, how many of us actually do this? Even in this quote from one of my favorite movies, Up in the Air, is this:
I could have made it work. He really fit the bill, you know?
The bill?
White collar, college grad. Loves dogs, likes funny movies. 6'1", brown hair, kind eyes. Works in finance, but is outdoorsy, you know, on the weekends. I always imagined he'd have a single syllable name, like Matt or John or Dave. In a perfect world, he drives a 4Runner, and the only thing he loves more than me is his golden lab.
I think that he could fit the bill. I think that he could fit the bill. Either a potential love interest fits the bill according to what you desire, or they don't fit the bill. There really is no in between. But how many of us actually fall in love with potential? We fall in love with the fact that, oh yeah, I met this really cute guy, and it's usually the cute ones. We get ourselves into trouble with the good-looking guys. But it's, oh, I really met this super duper cute guy, and so what does he do? Well, right now he's living in his mom's basement and he's unemployed, but he has a lot of potential.
Come on, Pop. You two have fun.
You live with your parents?
Is that a problem?
He has a lot of potential. He has a bachelor's degree. Loads of potential. So we either fall in love with the cute guys with loads of potential, or we get trapped into this notion of, oh my God, we went on this date, it was spectacular, we talked for hours, and then you have sex with them. And then it is all over, because if you find that this man is good looking and you have sex with them and you end up having a great time with them, then you're kind of hooked. And when you're hooked, that becomes the dangerous place, because then a lot of us as girlfriends talking to each other, we have a tendency to fall in love with potential and not the actual person. And then you fall into this pattern of fixer-upper relationships where you really feel like, okay, I like A, B, C, D, E, and F about this guy, but I really want to fix G. If we can fix G, things will be a lot better. And then you go on a quest to try to fix letter G, whatever it is. Let's move this guy out of his basement. And then we try to help them. And we try to help them in ways that are not really working to our highest potential, because then they truly become our fixer-upper relationship, or they become our project. And then it happens that we end up lending them money or letting them move into our place or apartment, or we help to find them a job and somehow it backfires, or we help them apply to college and to get that college degree. And here's the thing, guys, nobody wants to be fixed. Not a single person on this planet wants to go into a romantic relationship wanting to be fixed. Even if it seems like they're on board, nobody wants to be fixed. Then that insinuates that they are actually broken. So in essence, what you're saying is, I want to get into a relationship with this cute guy who has a lot of chemistry with me, and I have a lot of chemistry with him, but there are certain things that need fixing here. So basically what you're saying is that this guy is broken. So when you fall in love with potential, you fall in love with someone who you believe to be broken. Now, actually, I have been on the receiving end of this. I've been on the giving end of this and the receiving end of this. It was a relationship I was in for about 4 years with this guy who I thought we were super compatible. Now, in hindsight, there were a load of red flags, but of course, classic. I fell in love because the way he looked, the way he was treating me in the beginning, and the chemistry that we had with each other. And I did not see the red flags. Throughout that entire relationship, I was not the person that he wanted. I wasn't the person he wanted physically. I wasn't the person he wanted emotionally. I wasn't the person he wanted spiritually. I wasn't the person that he wanted in the way that I dressed or the way I carried myself. None of those things fit the bill for him, but he didn't tell me. He would just make these underhanded comments about the way I looked, the way I dressed. He tried to change me in so many ways. And throughout these 4 years, I would point these things out to him, and I'd say, yeah, I don't think it's me that you actually really want. And he would be like, no, I love you, I care about you, I want you. And I'm like, I don't think it's actually me that you want. I think you want somebody else that kind of fits what you want, but you're trying to make me fit what you want without actually accepting me. And finally, in the end, it just came to the point where it got to be very contentious because, of course, nobody wants to feel like you're constantly changing them. And in the end, it really exploded. And that was probably by far one of the worst breakups I have ever had in my entire life. And when I really got to reflect upon it, there were other problems, of course, but when I got to reflect upon it, I was like, he really didn't want to be dating me. He was dating me, but he really wanted somebody else all along. From the very beginning, he wanted somebody else. But he went on a quest to try to mold me into what he actually wanted. And it didn't really work because I wasn't that person. And then inversely, I fell in love with somebody who I was in a relationship with for a fairly long time, who I knew had a huge problem, so I was falling in love with potential. And what I said to myself was, okay, potentially he could overcome this problem, and guess what? I'm going to sign on the dotted line right here, and I'm going to help him overcome this problem. Well, first of all, if the person comes into the relationship with a huge problem, it typically means that A, they've either failed to overcome that problem, or B, they're not really interested in overcoming that problem. But if they come to you with a sense of brokenness, if you will, meaning there's this huge obstacle in their life that they're trying to overcome, but they haven't actually tried to overcome it, it's usually because on some level, they don't want to overcome it. And so when you come in as the girlfriend and try to be the hero and try to help them overcome it because you see so much potential, that actually does also backfire on you. Because when somebody comes in with their package of stuff, if you will, if you don't accept everything that someone is bringing to the table, in essence, what you're doing is you're not accepting them for who they are. And when you don't accept someone for who they are, then you are constantly on a quest to change them. And when you're on a quest to change them, then you guys are not operating on the same level. So when you go into a romantic relationship that is going to be healthy, what you need to do is come to the table on the same level. You can't come to the table in a romantic relationship with one person who feels like they're at a higher power level, if that makes sense. And when you are the one who is looking at this prospect, at this dude, with saying he either has potential or he can be fixed up to be the person that fits the bill, what you're doing is you're entering into that relationship coming from a higher power level or a belief that you're at a higher power level than he is. And that will always, always, always fail. Therefore, don't fall in love with potential. Don't fall in love with a guy that you believe you can fix up, but actually date a guy and fall in love with a guy who you believe is the one for you, that you can accept the total package, warts and all. And if you can't accept the total package, then don't date that person. Because honestly, that is really the number one dating mistake that most women make, is dating a guy who has potential. Remember, if he's still living in his mother's basement and is unemployed, just because he dates you, that does not mean that is ever, ever, ever going to change. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Click on that bell. Scroll up to all for all notifications of all of these fabulous dating and romance videos. Thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. Thank you for sharing this video with other people who are looking to rectify their dating relationships and trying to make the dating experience a little bit better. Thank you so much for supporting this YouTube channel. You can buy a book or 2 or 3. You can also pledge your support on Patreon, www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondin. And I will see you in the next video.